Hey, good morning, everybody. Well, as you can see, my beard is starting to come in. It's June 14th on a Wednesday, and we slept here overnight. Today, we're going 14.7 to Davenport Gap, where we will shelter there for the night. So we're heading out first thing, and this shelter was a pretty nice site, but very rustic. They had a working privy, and the water sources were so nearby, so it worked out really well. Anyway, we are on the way to our next shelter for our last night here on the AT. So we'll see how that goes. We're heading back up the trail to catch the AT and then start heading out. So it's been a good trip so far, and we did get some great views of the Smoky Mountains. All right, we will go and get on the trail, and I'll sign off for now. I'll pick it up later. Hey, welcome back to the Section Hikers. Well, for today, just a quick update for today. I've got about 6.7 miles in so far of our 14.7 mile hike. There were a couple of big climbs. I just got through one of them. You can see me sweating. But I wanted to just check in real quick. You know, section hiking, it's got its pluses and minuses. And one of its minuses is when you get to, you know, you're approaching the end and you're getting too close to the end and you're starting to feel melancholy about it because you really like being on the trail, like I do. And we got about maybe 8.5 miles left to go, maybe 9 miles left to go in this trip, in this whole hiking outing. So got me thinking about other adventures that we're about to be taking. In July, we're going to be going to Wyoming and hike the Wind River Reservation, the Cirque du Towers. You probably might have heard of it, seen other YouTube videos about it, but we're going to be doing that one as well. We're going to put that one on our board. Whew. And then in August, I'm going to return to California and do another section of the PCT into the Sierras. So I'm going to go start at Walker Pass to Kennedy Meadows to Mount Whitney and then to Mammoth Lakes eventually, and do all those passes that are through there, which are phenomenal and epic. So yeah, got me thinking about other trips, other things that I've got going on in the calendar. It's going to be great hiking season so far. This has been an amazing trip here at the Great Smoky Mountains on the Appalachian Trail. A lot of fun, met a lot of people, a lot of hikers. It's been real great hiking with my hiking club buddies, Bars, Yogi, Raven, and Rattler. And yeah, it's going to be kind of have a melancholy feeling at the end when we have to leave the trail and head back to our normal lives. So I'll end it here for now and pick it up at the shelter where we're going to be having our lunch, which is the Cosby Shelter. I think it's Cosby Knob Shelter, I think it's called. But I'll take some pics and videos when we get there. All right, signing off for now. everybody, welcome back. I am at 10.5 miles into our 14-mile hike for today. We've come up to the junction where you can go up to Mount Camarere or continue on the AT. I'll flip the camera around so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is the AT right there, and then this is the trail to Mount Camarere. So we're going to go up to see the Mount Camarere Tower. It's supposed to be pretty nice. Some hikers have actually camped there, but we're not going to camp there. We're just going to go up there because it's got a great vista. And since today is so clear and the sun's been poking out of the clouds, we're going to go and see what that looks like. So this is the trail to Mount Camarere, and I'll take some video and some pics when I get up there. I didn't take any pics of the last shelter where we had our lunch because I got kind of spooked. When I got there, I was by myself, and then I heard some shuffling in the woods, and I really thought I might have seen a bear or something, but there was no, I didn't see anything. I just heard a lot of shuffling in the woods, so I stopped doing what I was doing and got ready for a fight or flight situation. But yeah, whatever was out in the woods just took off running, and I didn't see it, so it was all good. Anyway, so now I'm taking some video. All is good, and we're headed to Mount Camarere off of the AT trail. So I'll take some pics and videos when I get there. All right, signing off. Hey, and we're back. Well, we made it to Mount Camarere. There's the Camarere Tower. I'm gonna walk up there and see what that looks like up there. All right, so this is the tower, and inside the tower, some hikers have been known to actually sleep in here. Yeah, it looks pretty old, and looks kind of rickety. Give me a little willies just walking up here. But the views from up here are spectacular. You can just take a look. Pretty cool being up here for something that was built back in the 1930s. So much history here. Desi and Dad, whoever they were. All right, signing off. Hey everybody, welcome back. Views were great. Views were really nice up there. I actually had some difficulty on the rocks because there's like a little rock scramble to get up into the tower. I fell sideways. My trekking pole got caught in between, and instead of falling sideways, I just sat down, but I didn't let go of my trekking pole, and it got caught between the rocks and snapped. So I've only got one left. Poo-poo for me. Anyhow, don't really need two poles at this point because we're all downhill now. heading towards the end. We got about 4 miles left to our shelter, our last shelter of this hiking trip. And it's called the Davenport Gap Shelter. But I wanted to make a comment about this section here. At a certain elevation, and I think we're close to about 4,300 feet, it's like the AT becomes a tropical forest. It's very tropical here. It's very moist, big leafy plants like this. You got them all over the place, and get these forests of ferns. They got ferns everywhere. So it rains here a lot. You can tell it makes it somewhat tropical, and it's very humid in this section. And again, this is the section between, well, it's the Great Smoky Mountains. The whole place, the whole way is like this at a certain elevation. Now, with the shelter that we're going to, Davenport Gap, there's been an increase in bear activity there. So what they did is they fenced in the whole shelter with chain link fence. So you have to stay inside of the shelter. You can't tent outside of it. And which is, important for you to reserve your spot in there, because otherwise you can't camp there. You got to keep on moving. And of course, like I said, they did that because of increased bear activity. So essentially we become the caged animals, and the bears are the viewers coming to look at the animals in the cage. It's kind of funny. So yeah, we got about another 4 miles to get there. Should be done in a couple of hours. And then I'll get ready for dinner and then bed. And the next day we drive out of here. It's been a great trip, but I will pick it up once we get to that shelter. All right, signing out for now. Hey everybody, I'm back, and that is our final shelter in the Great Smoky National Park on the Appalachian Trail. It's the last shelter on the AT in the park. So, and this is the one where they have an increased amount of bear activity. I could see down there where they have the water source, a little spring where you fill up your water bottles and whatnot. But yeah, so that's the shelter. And it has the chain link fence like I was talking about to keep the bears out. And it puts us in the cage. It keeps the bears out. So I'll show you that. I'm going to flip the camera around for that. Yeah, so here's the chain link fence. And here's the animals that they caught.
Here's the animals they caught.
Yeah, the stinky hikers.
The stinky hikers is right.
Really? Am I stupid?
Yeah, and then they're going to electrify this so nobody comes near it.
Oh, does it work? No.
No, I'm sorry. I'm kidding about the electrical fence. There's no electrification of the fence. But again, these shelters were built in the 1930s, and then they were upgraded recently with the nice roof. And some of them actually have like sunlights where you can get sunlight inside of them when it gets darker. But this one, they didn't put that in here. So it's dark inside, as you can see. And at these shelters, they always have these signs that tell you where to go to the toilet and where to get the water. The water source is down there. You could probably see a little white pipe sticking out of the ground there. And the water is just leaking out of there from the ground. And that's the water source. So we just have to filter that water. There's our water source. Natural spring. And so yeah, this is the area where they said there's an increased amount of bear activity. But so far, in the 70-something miles that we've already trekked through the park, No bears. We haven't seen no bears. Oh well. Maybe that's a good thing. Well, tomorrow we end our trip. We have to walk 2.5 miles to the hostel where we can pick up our vehicle and head back home. Maybe grab a shower, get some breakfast, and then head back home. But for tonight, I'm going to have a quick meal, get right to bed because I am tired. 16 miles today. All right, I'm signing off for now. Pick it up later. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Section Hikers. Today is our last day on the trail here on the AT. This is where we slept last night, and we are headed out back to our car, which is parked at the Standing Bear Hostel. From there, we're going to take a shower, maybe get breakfast, and then hit the road back to Chicago. So it was a great trip. It was a major accomplishment because we actually hiked straight through the entire Smoky National Park, through the AT, on the AT. And it was very tough. There were some very difficult climbs, but it was well worth it. I feel like it was a great accomplishment. 74 miles straight through the park, big mountains that you had to climb. But now it's all over and we're heading home. So I want to thank everyone for watching and be on the lookout for upcoming videos to our trips to Wyoming and the PCT later in August. By the way, in the Wyoming trip, we'll also take a trip through Yellowstone and the Grand Tetons. So be on the lookout for those videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you later. Happy trails, everybody. All right. One of the last waterfalls on the way out of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. A nice little stream. Very nice. We're almost out of it. We got about another quarter mile to get out of the park. And we get some beautiful sights. Okay, continuing.